Well, hello everyone and welcome to my pocket. I don't think I've ever made a video like this on this channel right here, but it's gonna be a first one. So I just made a video earlier today where I talked about a few things and then accidentally I deleted the video. I went right in there right now to upload the video, and then I discovered that I had accidentally deleted it amongst a bunch of other stuff that I didn't need anymore. But yeah, that one that I was supposed to upload, I actually deleted it too. But I just wanted to upload the video to discuss it later because it was trash. It was such a terrible video. I was appalled, and I started thinking about this entire YouTube thing after doing that video, because I started realizing how actually hard this is. I actually built up skills on YouTube by doing so many videos, so many different videos, and I was trying to play and talk and I couldn't play and talk at all, completely distracted. And I talked about different topics, but the thing is, it's all over the place and it's very terrible. So now that that video is gone, I'll actually talk a little bit about the things that I had in mind in that video for that video. And then I'll talk about some other things too, because why not? And well, I talked about, because I played through Fallout 4, so I'll list you the topics of this video right here, so that you know whether you're interested or not. You don't have to sit through everything. I'll try to put in the description or maybe in the comment section a ballpark of how many minutes when I start talking about different things, because this video is going to be very loose and very poorly made, because I've realized now that my videos suck. But before I go into that part of the video, let me just go through Fallout 4, because I've talked about Fallout 4 at length and there are so many things about the game, and it's just it is actually maddening how certain things can happen with that game. Like how can a game made by such a big company with such a long history in gaming and have all these technical problems and design problems, right? Like this lazy fucking garbage. And it's of course, when you're critically speaking about a game like that, whether you like it or not, the bugs and the problems and the loading times and the ugly visuals, the repetitive nature of the graphics with the fucking assets, you know, coming up over and over again, the places that are so uninspired, you don't know where you are in the game sometimes because everything looks the same. Not that everything looks the same all the time, but a lot of it does. There are also things where I think happened to me in this game, where I was like doing a mission and I was like, wait a minute, I've been here before, haven't I? And I came to the conclusion that the places are so equal that that sometimes you don't know whether you've been somewhere or not. And there are a couple places that are incredibly similar, fine, but there also happens that even if you've cleared a spot in the game, you went in there and you did everything that there was to do in there and came out again, you can get a mission there. And then there's going to be other stuff in that place, right? And sometimes that makes sense, sometimes that makes no sense. Because I mean, if there is a place and there is, and you've been there, you should have already the thing that was in there. But sometimes, I mean, it's someone who was kidnapped or something like that, then it does make sense that you'd have to do the same spot again, whatever. But still, I mean, it's crappy design in the sense that you've already been there, you've already done it. Now you're just doing it again. It's enough repetitive, right? But well, what I was trying to talk about is not all these problems, that even if the game is fun, that all brings it down a lot. It's just I played through the story of the game, and there's also there are things that I liked about the story, to be honest. It's not a great story, but there are things I liked about the story. It was cooler than I thought it was going to be, in the sense that it was not as obvious. It was not as I thought, okay, so you do this, you go there, and you blah blah blah, this will happen, and then a happy ending, whatever. No, it's not like that, actually. There are curveballs, pretty big curveballs there. But it's like how your character needs to deal with the story and everything that happens is pretty garbage to me. I don't know. I don't like the factions. They're mostly all extremists. I don't know, man. I just, and gameplay wise, the places where they could have crafted levels and have had something interesting for you to play, right? There is no level design. It's just like Skyrim, just like these games. Oblivion. There's never level design. It's not like Monster Hunter doesn't have level design in the sense that it's, just the monster. You're just fighting the monster, and the place where you're fighting the monster is pretty unimportant, except for a few traps. But generally speaking, it doesn't really matter too much. You're just fighting a monster somewhere, whatever. But the monster encounter is a balanced thing in itself, right? Like just fighting the monster is a cool thing, like fighting a boss in a game. Now in Fallout 4, no, and in the story campaign thing, like it's just most of the time either going through corridors, maybe sometimes into a big room, killing the same enemies again and again. There's nothing creative, nothing interesting. There's no levels that are actually much. There's a shooting gallery where an elevator coming down, and there's a bunch of enemies walking around, and you have to shoot them. You can't really dodge anything because you're in an elevator, so it's just they're shooting at you. You're standing there shooting at them. It's pretty damn dumb, and if you're used to doing stealth in some points, it's kind of useless. But even if it's not, I mean, it's just not good, right? And so the story has some interesting stuff, but even very far into the games, you get some fucking fetch quests to do for God knows why, right? Oh, you could get some magnets for a robot. Like, fuck off. What the fuck, man? I just skip that. If I want to go around in some place and just kill some monsters randomly and clean out a place, right? I can go do that. I don't need to play the story mission that tells me to go to some fucking place and just kill a bunch of it's jarring, stupid. So yeah, it's quite amazing, and it's very sad for me to say this, but Fallout 4 is one of the best games that I've played in the last 20 years or something. There are other good games, but I mean, it just shows how shitty these games are now, man. Like, so crappy. I mean, at least if what they did, the shallow combat and whatever, was well done, and the places were prettier to look at, and because the gunplay is actually kind of broken, but it's okay, kind of. I mean, it's hard to fix too, so I kind of forgive. Like, it's much easier to fix the assets and make the game a bit prettier, maybe have some more enemy variety in there, and the side missions are the side missions, not missions, but the side content, like the stuff that there is in the world out there. It's sometimes it's pretty cool. That there's some interesting stuff there. It's fine. I'm not gonna say everything was terrible. Just the story was, yeah, it was a letdown. And then I come at the end, and you have to do this thing, and then you go into an ending cutscene, and my game crashed. So I played through the thing again, and the game crashed. And so I look online, and you have to skip the last cutscene of the game to be able to keep playing afterwards. And I can't watch the cutscene. I had to watch the cutscene on YouTube, to my horror, because it was absolutely garbage, like a horrible fucking end cutscene. And these end cutscenes in, I don't know, in Fallout 3, but in New Vegas, depending on what you did, it changes how the world becomes, right? And even though there were major things depending on what faction you followed and everything, they don't acknowledge that in the ending cutscene. It's just some generic fucking garbage cutscene with some bad, I don't like the voice acting and the main character in the game. Just think about that. Like if the main character, you basically, right, the thing you were playing in the game, you don't like the voice acting, it's like well, that fucking ruins the game. Like, I don't like myself, kill me. Oh god. So yeah, it was trash. Fuck Fallout 4. But again, I played the game for, I think on Steam my stats is like 130 or 180 hours or something like that. So it's like, yeah, I played the game. This playthrough now, I think went some 50 hours or something like that. So I played the game a lot, and most of the time I was having fun. Sure, I had to unclip myself by using the command control to choose no clip option to get out of places where I was stuck. If I was on console, I'm not sure I would be able to get unstuck, whether I'd have to revert to a earlier save and just lose progress because I'm stuck in some fucking place. It's again so fucking stupid, this stuff. And yeah, it's a dated game, but it's okay, whatever. So the next thing that I want to talk about is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, and then afterwards I'm gonna talk about the ROG Ally, what's the name? Asus ROG Ally X. Pretty interesting handheld coming out soon. And then whatever, I don't know. But I installed, after I finished Fallout 4, I installed actually a bunch of games on my Lenovo Legion Go. Actually, you know, Dark Arisen, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, I already had installed, but I didn't start playing it. And it's a game that I played a lot on my gaming PC and on the PlayStation 4 a few years ago. I think even many years, like 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure I was playing this before this Amico stuff started and destroyed my old channel. And well, that's unfair, isn't it? The Amico didn't destroy my channel. I let my channel get destroyed, but you know, whatever. Trolls. It was not even Amico, it was some of the anti-Amico people who destroyed my channel, so you get that part. Well, yeah, no, that definitely is the case. I mean, for so how much all those Amico crazy douchebags attacked me and whatever, and I mean, I never felt like ending my channel because of them. So okay. Oh, cat. My cat puked in the kitchen. It's not bad though. Just a fur ball plus a little bit of juices. Juicy vomit. It's actually not that bad. It's already clean. Okay. My god. So Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. I played this game many years ago and I liked it very much. And I loved it because it's kind of like Monster Hunter, but it's just a normal casual game. It's an open world RPG. I love open world RPGs, and it rips off some of the combat in Monster Hunter, right? And so I was happy, it was cool. Then I played it again. There is this garbage tutorial in this game, and I played a tutorial and I was like, is this the game that I liked? And the performance was not good on power saving, battery saving, or however the name of the profile is, the lowest TDP setting, at a standard TDP setting on the Legion Go. Maybe I need to up the power to get better performance out of the game, but that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to leave it on low. And so what I did was to put the graphics on low to get better performance, and now it's running with dips and the graphics are kind of ugly, but it's okay, like it's playable. But I had a problem. This is something I want to report. I had a problem with this game, and I played it, and the controls were messed up. The controller for the Lenovo Legion Go was not being recognized as an Xbox controller. It was being recognized as the Lenovo Legion Go controller, and the buttons were not A, B, X, Y, Z, R1, R2, whatever the names that they have. They were 1, 2, 3, 4 or some whatever garbage. And they were not mapped to the same thing, like they were not properly mapped. The jump was supposed to be the button, the A button on an Xbox controller, and the one down, right? But jump was on what would be Xbox B, and then light attack and strong attack were at a wrong spot, and the button to grab stuff was completely wrong, and there was something missing, and the button to run was doubled up with a different thing, and so again it was all screwed up and I couldn't play properly. I would have to remap the buttons, which I just didn't want to do. I just want to sit down and play a little bit of video games casually like an idiot, and that was not happening, and so I just quit the game. Today I went to record that other video that I was, that I deleted. I actually recorded 3 videos. 2 of them were so shitty that I re-recorded, right? And then with the third one, I was kind of like, well, this one was shit too, but I'm not gonna re-record again. Like, fuck this. I'll decide later whether I upload it or not. Whatever. And then I ended up deleting. Instead of just the ones that I didn't want, I deleted everything. So, but when I was doing that recording with some gameplay, then the buttons were fine. Just like an Xbox controller, it was recognizing as an Xbox controller. So I don't know what happened. And when I was having that problem, what I did also was I took off and turned off no, actually I don't think I even took them off. I just plugged in an Xbox controller and used that, and then I was fine. Then it was good. Then it was working as intended, which, I mean, it should, right? That's why I did it, because I thought, well, that would probably solve the problem, but that's not a good solution, right? Oh, okay, you can just use an Xbox controller. Well, what if I want to do this handheld, which is the reason why you have a handheld, is even if I don't use it most of the time in handheld, I want to have that option. That's the entire point of the thing. Otherwise, I'm just going to get a laptop. So, okay, it worked now. I'm torn on the gameplay. I'm not sure. It's like I have the impression that I was very happy about that game because I was kind of unhappy about Monster Hunter. It's like I want to play an action RPG, a game where I'm walking around and having combat and doing stuff. But Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, which is what I used to play back then, is brutal. It is a brutal game, and it's not just brutal because the fights are hard. I'm fine with the fights being hard. It's a good thing. Not too hard, but the ones in the beginning weren't that hard, so it was fine. But there is too much grind, either because you need to kill the same monster like 15 times until you get all the items that you need from it, or because you have to gather ores and this and that, and to grab those you just have to keep mindlessly doing easy missions over and over again, collecting stuff, and I feel like an idiot. Like when I need to collect plants or something, and just crouch there and you collect, and it takes a little bit, and then you collect again, then it takes a little bit, and then you collect again, and then it takes a little bit, and so much wasted time. But Monster Hunter Rise, it just got rid of all that crap, and so now I don't need anything to give me a Monster Hunter like fix, but without the grind and the bad parts of Monster Hunter that I don't like, because Monster Hunter Rise does it perfectly. And I'm enjoying that game. I played it a little bit more. I'm starting Longsword on Monster Hunter Rise, not from the start. I just made a great sword. Sorry, did I say long? Great sword, right? I'm starting to play great sword. I just made a great sword, and I'm gonna use the great sword from now on, doing high rank stuff from the beginning. But from the beginning of high rank, which is more or less where I was, just did a few missions on high rank, and now I switched to great sword, and I'll do the high rank with the great sword. It's not that much difference than the longsword, and it is, but you can kind of do it. And so there I am with Dragon's Dogma. It's kind of like, well, I'm not sure I'm gonna play this. I'm really not sure, but I'll update you guys on that. But the performance, unfortunately, the performance is not. Let me give you just a little bit of something, because this guy is hot. Look at him. He can't take the heat. It's too hot for him. Oh boy. Oh boy. High five. Yeah, high five. There you go. So back in the pocket. So the performance isn't good. I mean, this Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is one of those games from the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 era, where these games, the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, were pretty weak compared to PCs a few years into the life cycle. And these games would be released on consoles, and then later on ported to PCs, and by the time they were ported to the PCs a couple years later, right, the PCs were quite strong, and the developers were very unexperienced with PC, and they didn't understand the platform very well, and it seems like they didn't care either, and so the ports were poorly optimized, and you know, it just doesn't run great. And this is a few years late, again, a couple years later, when they made this Dark Arisen thing. It has all the DLC in there, and it got released on the PlayStation 4. I'm not sure whether it came all together, PlayStation 4 and PC, or first on the PC and then on the PlayStation 4. But I know I played this game a lot on the PlayStation 4, never on the PlayStation 3 or on the 360. But I got this on the PlayStation 4, and it runs like butter. And it looks pretty decent. It looks good, 1080p, whatever settings they have, I don't know, but I remember it looking pretty good. Now I had to put the graphics down to low to hit 60, and even so, in demanding parts, it drops from 60 down to something, I don't know how much, 40. I had VSync off, because it's better to have VSync off, right? But I was getting the screen tearing, and it was pretty garbage. I'm not sure. I think the games don't have to support variable refresh rate. I think it's just the monitor that needs to support it. And so that's the part. That's the part where you would like to have like a a Steam Deck or an ROG Ally for that refresh rate, variable refresh rate, right? Because if you can keep 60, it's perfect. And so that's what I do with Rise. Lock it at 60 and I forget it, and I don't have any drops. I don't see any drops. I don't feel any drops. In this game, I was feeling the drops. Now, maybe the first, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. But the loading times are pretty quick. And I didn't have any more problems after the controls fixed themselves when I booted the game up for a second time. The gameplay, though, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to take a look at what I'm feeling like playing and whether this is gonna be something that I want. I think it's gonna be okay for a casual playthrough. And considering I was playing Fallout 4, like, I think I can gut the problems with Dark Arisen. But really, I mean, it's amazing to think about it, but even a 360 game, it feels pretty dated compared to some of these very modern games that, you know, we might be playing nowadays. Like Rise is a very modern game. It's very cool what they did, because when you have to go into menus and do stuff, just go through. Dark Arisen, there's some of the video options you can't modify, you can't change in game. You have to get out of the game and go into the main menu options, right? You have to come out of your game, so you can't really just fine tune it in real time. You know, and that's the kind of stuff you get used to in some modern games, which doesn't make or break a game. It's fine, right? And I don't even like doing that stuff. What I do is I go with pretty low settings, lower than I need, just to have that performance and then being able to forget it. So I put everything basically on low, just with a couple things turned on, like some mild anti-aliasing, and it's fine. At least I don't feel a bunch of input lag and stuff, and generally speaking, I can play the game. I'm gonna come back to you guys later and talk about it when I feel like it. Now, let's start with the ROG Ally X talk, because it was on my mind, the ROG Ally X. I'm drinking some water and I'm gonna start drinking some coffee in a minute. Let me admit to you guys, I felt like buying an ROG Ally X for a second, because what Asus did, I mean, credit where credit is due. We say it, don't we? I can bitch about stuff and I can complain, but it's pretty awesome to see a company, even though I mean there's some horror stories about Asus and their customer service. But don't get me wrong, I think it's important to, you know, to get these companies and put them against the wall and tell them that they have to fix their shit or they're gonna lose their customer base. But I'm pretty sure the stuff that GamersNexus.net was reporting, very bad from Asus, I doubt it's too much different in other companies. This is just sleazy, you know, trying to mislead people into giving up their warranty. It's like, I'll tell you what happened. GamersNexus had a problem with their ROG Ally, the problem that everybody had. Not everybody, but a bunch of people had it, that the SD card got busted, right? So they sent in for them to repair the SD card, and they went back to him, sent him an email saying that there was some damage to the casing, some minor scratches on the casing, and if he wanted to repair that, that he had to pay this and that, and you know, and he's like, what the crap is that? And so he went into a back and forth with the support guys until they told him that, okay, we're just gonna fix you the broken SD card slot and send it back to you under warranty, you know. But you get what happened. Like, they tried to mislead him into thinking, because there were a couple scratches, that maybe he lost the warranty on the product, And so, but after he kept going, like they did honor their warranty, right? But at first step, they try to mislead him into kind of wavering it off and paying for everything. And so, or maybe at least paying for a bunch of stuff that he didn't need. Crappy, but again, if you know what you're doing, if you know PCs, you're not gonna fall into that. And so you can buy your ROG Allies and whatever or more from Asus and know that, well, they have to, you know, to honor their warranty. You just have to make sure that you're clear on the fact that you want your warranty and that you didn't do anything to break your warranty, and that they go through it. And again, the reports that we have is just that they try to mislead people, not that they straight up denied warranty claims, right? Especially because they have this issue with the SD card, and they know they have the issue, and they are covering that under warranty. So whatever, if it happens to you. So Asus has this ROG Ally in the market, I think for over a year now. And they announced that they will release, it's not released yet, but you know, the shill YouTubers all got their freaking consoles already. They're pre-thing units, you know, so they're raving over it. But this one is pretty impressive because the ROG Ally, the original one, had a 40 watt-hour battery, and this one has 80. You know, it's like, it's cool to see a company, like it's very rare to see a company do that. It's like, oh yeah, 40 watt-hour battery isn't enough, so let's give gamers 60 is what I would expect, right? Let's give them 50. No, let's give them good battery life, right? Like, this thing only lasts 1 hour if you're playing like a hardcore game on the high power profile. Well, let's give it double the battery, and now it's gonna be 2 hours, right? And again, 2 hours at high power profile is, I mean, it's very good. Nothing else does that. Okay, nothing else does that. If you want to play a demanding game, not even the Steam Deck OLED's gonna actually give you 2 good hours of play in max settings, I don't think, as far as I've seen, you know. So, but of course, it's better to use balance, lose a little bit of performance, and now you're actually looking at 3 to 4 hours, actually, right, of actual gameplay, and that's very nice. I mean, I know for some people 3-4 hours is too little for a handheld, whatever, but it's a PC, man. Like, you're not. Most gaming laptops also don't last shit. I was taking a look at gaming laptops when I bought my Lenovo Legion Go. And many laptops have batteries that are 50 watt-hour, just like the Lenovo Legion Go. But with 16-inch screens, more powerful processors and everything, it's like they're not lasting shit either. It's also not good. So yeah, I think it's fine. I think what they did is very good. The screen is exactly the same. I think that's fine. From what I've seen, they improved a lot on the layout of the controls and the comfort. They made the thing thicker. Of course, it's heavier. They made it lighter in other parts to offset a bit the weight of the battery, because now it's heavier, but still much lighter than the Lenovo Legion Go. Like, the Lenovo Legion Go is a beast to use in handheld mode, man. It's like you wanna lie in bed and use it, you know, in front of your face. Like, yeah, it's a beast, and it's not comfortable for that. But on tabletop and whatever, or if you can rest your arms on something, then it's very, very good. Very, very, very good. So yeah, I found it pretty impressive, and there's more. Like, there's stuff that don't interest me as much, but they have this proprietary port on the ROG Ally for external GPUs that uses Thunderbolt, but it's an Asus proprietary thing. And people complained a ton about that, because if you want to buy the Asus external GPU to use with this thing, it's super expensive, and you can't use USB-C units. And so, because then you can buy just the external enclosure that's like $350 for an external GPU enclosure, plus then whatever graphics card you want, plug it in through USB-C, and you're set. And then you can also just decide what you want to do. And on this ROG external GPU thing with their proprietary link cable thing, it's a huge premium. So people complained a lot about that. And so what Asus did is now they put 2 times USB-C on top of the device, and one of them is Thunderbolt enabled. So you can use any GPUs you want, and they made away with the proprietary thing. It's like quite impressive. Another thing that this one is really cool. They made it easier to change the analog sticks. Like there is a daughter board where the analog stick is mounted to, and you just take that off and put a new one. Kind of, you know, of course you have to open the device and everything, but as far as I've seen, you don't have to mess with much stuff. It's pretty accessible. Just opening the back, and you can change it. And they already partnered with some manufacturer of mods and stuff to have them offer replacement joysticks and hall sensor replacement joysticks at that, so that if your analog sticks break on your ROG Ally X, the repair is just something you can do. Like not anyone can do, but you know, people who know how to open electronics and take care of things and read instructions and all that kind of stuff, they'd be able to do it themselves. They don't even have to send it in for repair, which is very, very cool. Yeah, so I was very impressed. It's the same screen, but the screen is perfect. 1080p, 90 Hz, variable refresh rate. There's no reason for more. I think 1080p is overkill for games, but it's very important for other things that you might be doing. If you want to watch a video on a 7-inch screen, I think 1080p is something that's worth it. And so I think it's good that it's 1080p. Even if you're going to be playing a lot of the stuff at 720, the games, it's still fine. 1080, 90 Hertz, variable refresh rate, like that's pretty spot on. It's very good. And so they kept that, and I think that's a good thing. So I was quite impressed. But I'm still fine with the Lenovo Legion Go, because I just like that screen a lot. I like the detachable controls. I wouldn't change it. Now, if Lenovo does that and puts out a device with 80 watt-hour battery, or maybe 100 watt-hour battery, which would weigh like 500 kilos, and it would be ridiculous, I might be tempted at doing something about it. But something that does not have these things that I like so much about the Lenovo Legion Go are not gonna make me waver. So there's a bunch of other devices, but it's very interesting how hard it is for smaller manufacturers to compete in this scene, because there's the 1X player something, and then you go see the price and it's like $1,300, where an ROG Ally X is gonna come out for $800, I think, and it's very, very premium. So how do you know, I'm not gonna buy something that costs so much more just because it's marginally better in some areas. And these devices are not much better in everything, right? GPD and whatever, they're not that much better. Like, they're okay, but I mean, no, I wouldn't spend the extra premium on the price, because it's a scalability thing. They're not more expensive because they're better. They're more expensive because they're companies that don't have the same structure in place, and they can't lower the prices with economy of how do you say that? of whatever the name of the word is. You know, when you're making 50,000 units of something instead of 5,000, it's much cheaper. And so of scaling, economy of scaling. And so yeah, but there is a lot of stuff. Right now the ROG Ally, the Z1 not extreme on Amazon, it's $400, and the Steam Deck normal, the LED old model, is 15% off on Steam. So it's 320 euro or something like that. And if I didn't have a Lenovo Legion Go, I'd probably buy that. Just, you know, just buy that. For 320 bucks, it's like just buy it and then have a handheld. And if you don't use it, like you don't even, I mean, it's a lot of money, 300 bucks. But I'm pretty sure I'd use it enough, right? It is enough. It's okay. But again, I already have that library. If I didn't have a library of Steam games and it was to buy new games and whatever, then it's something different. I'm not sure I'd bother with that. And so after making this video, the other times that I did it, and I'm doing it for the third time while I clean the kitchen. That's what I'm doing. I'm cleaning the kitchen. I've washed many pans already, and I'm washing a frying pan right now, because these don't go into the washing machine, into the dishwasher. It's not the washing machine. I shouldn't put any dishes in the washing machine, right? The dishwasher. Yeah. So I was realizing like how hard it is, and I was thinking like, why is it so hard to make these videos now? And of course there is practice, right? But there's also that thing, just like playing video games, YouTube is this thing where you have to be in the zone. It's like I've talked to you guys about the ROG Ally X, yeah, but it's old news already. Like, who cares what I think about the ROG Ally? Not even I feel the same about the ROG Ally X today as I did a couple weeks ago when it first got announced and everybody was talking and I was having these thoughts about it. And so if you don't have the time to do YouTube properly, and you're not talking to people, and you're not in the community, and you're not doing, like, it just feels very off. You know, it's been a while since I stopped. I mean, it's been a week or more since I stopped playing Fallout 4, and so it doesn't feel the same to talk about it now. So that's definitely one thing, right? But another thing that hit me a lot this past couple weeks as I was not making any videos was that my channel is insanely successful, considering what it is. These videos that I uploaded, most of my videos have more than 500 views, I think. I'm not saying that's being successful or whatever, but I mean, for someone who started YouTube back in the day when it was good, and had to fight for years to get up to 20 or 30 people watching my videos, right? This is incredibly successful, incredibly fast, but of course I already have a bunch of people on the platform who know me. But the Lenovo Legion Go is the most successful stuff, and it's not from my audience, the pre-existing audience that I got all those thousands of views on those videos. It's just how YouTube is now. Like, YouTube algorithm thing is incredibly efficient at forcing your videos upon people who don't want to watch them. And so these videos still got so many views, and I was like, oh my channel is, you know, gotten so big so fast and so many views on these videos, and I didn't want to make a garbage video and throw it up on the platform, you know, like, and I was thinking about that the other day, like a couple days ago, and then I thought, wait a second, Leo, you don't want to make a shitty video and just throw it up on YouTube. but what have you ever done besides that? It's like my entire YouTube career has been, well, not entire. At some points I did a few things, right? But 90% of my videos were just me talking some smack and just throwing some garbage up, and to whoever people want to watch something of some random dude saying some stupid stuff about video games and whatever, some opinions that don't really matter. I mean, nothing that I say something you have to really, but some of the stuff maybe some of us can, I like hearing some opinions sometimes from people especially people who are genuine and actually have an opinion. It's not just straight up colored by how many fucking consoles they get from these companies and how many sponsors and this and that, how many minutes they have to run the fucking video for YouTube algorithm shit. And nowadays, like, that's getting rare. How many people, like most of the people who don't care about the algorithm and don't just put something up. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, they're just stupid. They're too stupid to understand the algorithm and everything, so they do whatever because they're stupid. And you see in their videos that they're freaking stupid. This other day, this guy was talking about the fucking, Kid Icarus on the NES, right? The Kid Icarus on the NES, and he called it a side-scrolling platformer. And I'm like, maybe I'm crazy, okay? Maybe I'm the stupid one. And I'm pretty sure it's one of the few fucking platforms. It's not a side-scrolling platform. Like, don't you even know what you're saying? Like, do you know English? You're a native speaker. It's like, my God, dude. These little things, they really show through. Let me tell you, man, like, there's so many things that are irritating to me, because when I look at them, it's like, I can't believe this shit. How do you people really believe what you're saying? It's like, do you understand what you're saying? I doubt it. Yeah, that's crazy. But then the people who are smart, I mean, they're smart, right? I mean, they're not gonna waste their freaking time talking to a bunch of random people on YouTube just for fun. They're gonna make their money. And how are they gonna make their money? Well, they're gonna shill for these garbage companies, and then they're gonna get all their shit for free and in advance, and then the algorithm from YouTube's gonna shove all those garbage videos down our throats, and then everybody wins except for us, because YouTube gets all their ad money, and all these people get all their money from the sponsors and from the ads, and we sit there and we just spend all day watching damned videos that we don't want to watch. And the level of garbage is so terrible now that some people even watch my video and say, hey, that's not even as bad as that other dude that was shilling this crap. But that's sad, because my videos are just lazy garbage, man. Oh my God, like this, yeah. But there is one thing that I'll have to admit. I think making videos much less. I think that's very healthy for the channel, because I was doing, and maybe back in the day it was fine. I was doing videos every day. I was streaming almost every day, or doing a video almost every day. There was some kind of content on my channel. And I think for that time it was fine, because I was doing so many different things and we were talking about many different things. But I don't, if I do that, I'll just gonna repeat myself so much, which I already feel that I do repeat myself so much. But if I'm doing a video a week or a video every couple of weeks, then I'll repeat myself every month instead of repeating myself every week. So, and that's much better. So I'm liking that specifically. I think that's fine. Anything else in my mind? Well, there have been many things in my mind, but I don't have a time schedule where I sit down and do these things. I've been busy mentally with all kinds of different things, and YouTube hasn't occupied my mind as much. The things that used to eat away at me, they don't anymore. I think I kind of grew from experience that I don't care about, and it grows it starts with the hobby, and then it grows outside of the hobby, right? When I see people doing crappy stuff now, it's like, it's not my problem. I just go around, go my own way and let people do whatever they're doing, and I have nothing to do with that. And I was the kind of guy who used to be like, oh, we need to, try to fix stuff and to try to make things work. But it's like, I think maybe, I'm not sure whether it's just me who am just jaded like that, or maybe it's because I'm old and I think, well, let the younger people do whatever. Or if I don't know if it's me, or if it's just that I look around and it's like everything's so fucked up that it kind of feels like it's just beyond, like trying, on the streets, like, oh, people are, I don't know, like throwing trash on the street or being just garbage overall and doing stupid shit. And it's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna stop them? And like, they're just gonna laugh at you. They don't give a shit. Like that, there's no, right? You can't do much. And even if you were to convince this one person, like it seems spread around, like all around, like nobody gives a shit anymore, is what I feel when I'm walking around often. Not everybody, for sure. But on YouTube like that, like what am I gonna do? I'm gonna like go around YouTube saying, oh, don't buy these crappy products. Like, what am I supposed to do, man? I want to buy a Polymega for $500. It's not even worth $200. I mean, go for it. I don't know. Like, it's garbage, but I don't care at this point right now. I don't care. It's like, if you took away my Lenovo Legion Go from me, I don't really care. I'm just gonna get my tablet and read a book. I've been reading much more than I have been playing video games, and it's been good. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get tired of reading at some point, and I'm gonna do something else, right? And then I'm gonna go back to reading. And same thing with games. I'm playing games for a while, and then at some point I'm gonna say, well, you know what? I played enough games. Fuck off. I'm not gonna play games anymore. And that's gonna last a couple months, and then I'm gonna be back at it. I think that's healthy. I think that's a good thing. I don't see a problem with that. I'm past the time where I was at a few years ago, where I was trying to get good at games, and I got decent at some games. And well, you can't get decent at games playing on and off, right? You have to play the game properly to get good at it, and so that's a different dynamic. But right now that I'm just a casual gamer and I don't care at all whether I suck or I don't suck, if I'm playing a game on very easy because I'm just too bad to play the game properly, and I need to be basically invincible and have everything happen to me automatically because I'm just too stupid to play. I don't care. If that's what it takes, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Usually it's gonna be boring to do that, so I don't, right? I'm not saying I play games like at super easy or that are super easy. But if that's what it takes, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. So you guys, I'm gonna leave you with this. I mean, if anyone has any questions or comments or anything, feel free to shoot them. I've told you guys when I was making the older videos that you should not subscribe to this channel just for more, handheld news and whatever, or reviews and everything. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do as videos go. I have no clue what's gonna happen in the future. So again, the channel is not very fleshed out. I don't know, I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. So whenever I feel like doing a new video, I'm going to do it. But if you would like to talk about a specific topic, then feel free to bring it up, because I'm much more likely to make a video if someone tells me, oh, hey, how about this, than if nobody says anything. Not promising anything. I don't know, especially because the next couple weeks are going to be crazy. But besides that, again, and the back and forth and talking about different things is why I do this. And so talking to people is the best part of the YouTube stuff. So I'll see you around. And yeah, I mean, the video is just black. That's how it is. Okay, I don't care. If you care, you'll have to leave, because I can't waste more of my time just doing editing and stuff like that. This is insane for this channel. Okay, so I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.